Hello and welcome to the Calmcast, a time to feel calm and think clearly. I'm Claire Downham, the Queen of Calm, a transformational life coach. I was a burnt out head teacher who finally made the journey to calm after years of trying, and I want to prevent you from having to do the same. The Calmcast is a series of short explorations, gently guiding you back to your natural state, which is calm and clarity. Just listen like you would listen to music, with an open mind and curiosity. There's nothing else to do. Now let's relax into today's episode. So today I'm talking about relief. I think it's a human need or a human desire to want to feel okay. I think the drivers for that are well and truly installed within us. I guess that's why things that are good for our physical body feel good, like eating and being warm and dry, like reproducing, of course, which also feels good and is good for, not only us, but our, the continuation of our species. Things that are good for us feel good, don't they? The trouble is that when it comes to our psychological functioning, not our physiological functioning, which is different, when it comes to our psychological functioning, we also want relief. I see stuff on social media, I speak to clients who would like to not have any feelings that they label as unpleasant. And we've been guided to believe that that is possible, that it is possible to be happy, content, calm, I don't know, whatever words you use to describe the feelings that you want to feel. I think for most people it's peace. There's this lie we're being told that is possible, that if you meditate enough, if you do enough affirmations, if you prod yourself around enough, if whatever it is you're doing, if you even if you think, if you drink enough, that you'll obliterate the feelings. And I think for a lot of people, there is a journey that starts with that kind of doing physically unhealthy things to obliterate feelings, to get relief from our feelings. Who hasn't opened a bottle of wine on an evening and drunk it from that place of wanting to not feel? I think we all have, haven't we? Who hasn't eaten a bar of chocolate to try and get relief from our feelings? Who hasn't, eaten more than we should? Or there's so many things, isn't there, that we can do. Drugs also to get relief from feelings. So those things get very quickly categorized for people into, these are not good for my physical body. So I'll stop doing those, but I still want relief from my feelings, so I'll have to do something else. So then we move on to the healthy, in inverted commas, practices like meditation and yoga and tapping and ritualized behavior, miracle morning, those kind of things. Running is another good one, or even walking briskly to the point where we've obliterated a feeling that we don't want to have. But the thing is, that never stops, because guess what, folks? You're a human being and you're supposed to feel. So if you're trying to find a way to manage your feelings from the outside in, you'll never stop having to do that. Now, I feel quite emotional actually, because I was on a path to be doing those controlling, trying to get relief from my feelings. I was on a path to carry on doing that, probably for the rest of my life. If I hadn't have seen what I saw a couple of years ago, I would still probably be on that path, believing that I could, if I worked hard enough, if I pushed myself hard enough, that I could get relief from the feelings I didn't want to feel, that I wouldn't have to feel them anymore. What a difference a couple of years makes. Because the main issue with, and the reason why, I mean, I'll tell you the reason why your feelings keep coming up is because you're still thinking, and you're still sometimes having some thoughts that are, you know, worrying or shutting other people, or in my case, usually shutting other people, ranting about other people's behavior, like they're my thing. I had one just before the weekend where I'd done something that somebody didn't like. It was well intentioned what I did. There was nothing wrong with what I did. The other person didn't like it and got very upset with me. And I could feel that anxious, upset. There's somebody I love dearly. And so I felt a really uncomfortable feeling. But I knew that that feeling was my information. Like, how else do we know if our thinking's any good if we don't have feelings? Like, how do you know whether the stuff going through your head is useful or not? I mean, I used to just listen to it all, all the time, like this, like it was some kind of instruction manual going through my head. Do this, do that, do the other, and I believed every single thought that passed through my head. But you have a guidance system, and the reason why you don't stop feeling is because that's your guidance system that keeps booting back up and going, hey, 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 you, just tap on the shoulder, just letting you know, thinking's a bit dodgy right now. It's a bit worrying, or it's a bit anxious, or it's a bit angry, or it's, that system is there to let us know about our state of mind in the moment. So you can never get relief from your warning system. And to be fair, why would you? Like, would you go around your house and take all the smoke alarms off and out and then start cooking? And, or would you just take your smoke alarms out and go to bed? You wouldn't do that, would you? You wouldn't go out and leave your burglar alarm off. You wouldn't drive around with a piece of cardboard stuck over your dashboard. It just wouldn't make sense to do that. But when we are trying to get relief from our feelings, that's exactly what we're doing. We're switching off the one piece of information we have about our state of mind. Our body tells us. It tells us what our state of mind is. It tells us what kind of thinking we're caught up in right now. It's information. And that's why you will never, ever get relief from it all. You can't control your feelings. The biggest place for relief is realizing that and understanding that when you feel an uncomfortable feeling, angry, anxious, whatever it is you don't want to feel, stressed out, it's letting you know about your thinking, not anything else. That's it. Just in that moment, what your thinking is. Why would you not want that information? Well, because it's not your fault. You've been innocently guided to believe that your feelings are something else, that they're coming from outside of you, and they're not. When you realize this, that is the true space for relief. You can feel it, because you can feel that feeling and know that you're safe, and know that you're held, and know that that is wisdom, because it really is wisdom. You're being guided, whether you are in an uncomfortable feeling or not, or a comfortable feeling. You're being guided. That's your system letting you know about your state of mind. And I know you've experienced the opposite when you are just in flow, in a nice feeling guided by that which you really are, the energy of life. Where we are seeking relief all the time, we are seeking to switch off our warning system. And that's why it doesn't work. That's why those activities we do to control our feelings are never ending. And I don't care whether they're drinking wine, taking drugs, or doing endless meditations and affirmations and everything else. whichever they are, that's you switching off your guidance system. It to me no longer makes sense to do that. And the ultimate relief is to experience, I did on Friday morning, experience a really horrible feeling. Not saying I liked feeling that way, and know that you're okay. And know that it will pass. And know that once you see it for what it is, there's nothing to do. Nothing to do at all. It will just pass on its own. But you need the right instruction manual, and the one that most of us have is out of date. In fact, it was never in date. It was never right. That instruction manual where your feelings come from the outside world was wrong right from, it's always been wrong. But it's time now to have the correct instruction manual. So that's the ultimate place for relief. Thank you so much for listening. There's nothing to do now but bring some awareness to how this is working out in your life. Listen regularly to experience longer and longer periods of calm. This has been the Calmcast with Claire Downham, Queen of Calm. Take care and keep listening.